Sorry about that. All right, we're gonna do, thank you, Dwayne Gaming YouTube. Hey, if you are new, go to the comments of the live, any of my videos or shorts, and leave a comment, and I will subscribe to your channel if I'm not already. But I need you to leave a comment so I know to do that after the stream. All right, I'm gonna step away. Tell me if I have audio on the mic. How about now? Can you hear the mic? Okay, testing 1, 2, 3. Thumbs up, thumbs down on the chat. All right. It made me restart the whole phone. I was hoping I could just restart YouTube and get back into it, but I'm still working out the kinks with the mics, but whatever. All right. This is another different remix. Happy Father's Day to anybody out there. Welcome, Dueno, Sweetie, Slots, Chi, the Filipina, my managing moderator, Rena. What else we got in here? I think that's it so far. Sweet. So you guys like the horizontal or the vertical better? It's going to be vertical for today, but I think probably while I'm on the stream, I'm going to order an actual tripod for the phone because the gimbal won't let me do portrait. I have to get yet another piece of gear. And that'll probably be better anyway. I want to be able to use the cooler I have because my phone gets hot. But I don't think well, maybe I can use it with the gimbal, but I don't know if the gimbal will like the weight. It's not just a fan. It's got LEDs, but it's got a chip in there, an inverter chip, kind of like an inverter AC unit. And a lot of people also know them as a Peltier device. And it actually, like an AC unit, cools the back of this, and then the top side gets warm and the fan gets rid of the heat. So it can keep it nice and cool. Not super important today or here, but I'm trying to work out the kinks with it. And I think that will be really useful in the Philippines because it's so hot there. I'm hoping it'll keep the frame rates up and stuff like that. So the only thing is it does require its own power cable. The Ghost of Travel, hey, welcome. Let's see. I think this is the cord I wanted. That figures. It's okay, I have this other one. This one instead. Ash is out here tearing up sticks. He does not like Scotch broom, and he goes around tearing down Scotch broom, and then he destroys the sticks where we like to walk, because I don't know. That's where he wants to lay down, so that's where he chews up the sticks. So check this bad boy out. Let's see. And it's actually got an app, so it'll detect you don't have to use it with an app, but if you use the app, it'll talk to the phone basically and see what it's detecting in the phone and adjust its temperature control. Check out the now when it's on automatic temperature control, it's like always red, but that's pretty cool, right? There's a little blue light down in there too. So that is to keep the phone cool. Oh yeah, I can feel that on my fingers. Let's see if it doesn't turn the phone off. Ooh, I don't think the gimbal likes that weight. Yeah, it definitely doesn't. Then I'm Mike. Welcome, Ghost of Travel. Welcome, Mike Life. Shout out everybody that's here. I'm just working through kinks in my equipment. All right, so I cannot use the cooler with my gimbal. The gimbal's got some cool features, but this particular gimbal is starting to get on my nerves. I don't know if other ones have better, stronger motors in it, but this thing, I can actually fit the case in the gimbal, but it doesn't like the weight. And it doesn't even really like the weight of the receiver for my DJI mics. So, who knows, maybe I'll end up with a DJI gimbal as well. But it's got a really cool separate little camera on top of it for following me so that it's not taking up CPU cycles from the phone itself to track you. And with like a hand motion, I can turn tracking on and off. It's pretty cool, really. But with more stuff comes more issues as well. If you guys have anything you want to talk about, let me know. This is still kind of early on in my process. Only my 4th live, and I'm still working out all the kinks. Figuring out that I need more equipment, different equipment. Hey, but at least I have good mics and the audio's good, right? I hate watching a video or a live stream and you can barely hear them or it's crappy audio. So I really like these DJI mics. They're expensive, but they're $250. And as high as that sounds, the newer version, the DJI Mic 2s just came out and they're $350. Now, something that is nice about them, the range is basically the same, but it has Bluetooth, so the mic can connect straight to the phone without using the receiver, which could be beneficial, but the same time a problem with that, you lose 2 fundamental features of the mics. The mics can record like 15 hours of audio track. So let's say your YouTube or your whatever let's say you're recording a video and the app messes up and loses the audio track, you can have it saved on the mics, or I guess it's in the receiver, one of the two. And it has noise canceling to help with wind and things. But if you connect the mic, this bad boy, on the Mic 2s, which this is the 1st gen, not the 2nd gen, then you lose the internal storage and the noise canceling. But those ones are $350. So what else did I get? I've had this for a little while. I don't want to pull them. Oh, maybe I'll pull them off out. I got a mic holder for when I get there and I want to do interviews and stuff. It's kind of cool. I'll show you. So I can look like professional. Go away. So I got a handy dandy holder. And we'll see if I can actually get it to do what I want it to do. Is that right? So you put your DJI in there. That's my 2nd mic. And then I can look all official, like hold it out, right? Kind of cool. That was like $10. So I'm getting all the things to be as high quality as I can. Farron Ray, hello. Jester. Oh, wow. Got a few people in here. Jester's Journey. Jester. Let's see. Chi, can you please give Jester's Journey standard moderator if it allows you? I think you can as a managing moderator. Let me know if it lets you do it. Mio, nice to see you. Sorry if I'm missing anybody, but I wasn't staring at the screen because I was trying to change some things. I even got a handy dandy sling bag for all my stuff. So, yeah, a little backpack. You could think kind of girly, but it's perfect size for all the camera equipment I have so far, recording equipment. So I've got my phone, my power bank, my phone cooler, the muff, and some other things in there for the mic holder. So we'll close that up. This pocket in the top, I can put my DJI case in. And zip that up. Here's the case for my gimbal. And that actually fits in the sling bag. And I can zip it up closed. So yeah, check that out. So one little itty bitty bag from Cast King. I think it was maybe 20 bucks on Amazon, and I can have all my stuff. It's actually made for by a fishing company, and one side has a kind of a smaller holder, which is meant for a fishing rod. I'm at you see me doing this a lot. I sold my house, so it's not really my house, but I'm at home. This is where I live. So it's got a tighter holder for a fishing rod, and it works great for my mic holder. And on the other side, it's got for like a water bottle. That fits my second phone that I use for chatting in the live streams. So it's really a great little case. And I believe it's water resistant. And you can do some MOLLE attachments in here as well. All right. Nice gimbal, right? That's my main yard over there. It's kind of overgrown right now. It is beautiful here, but I'm ready to enjoy the palm trees and banana trees, banana plants, whatever you call them. I've heard them called both. I see the sun setting behind me. It's kind of pretty. I see a funny thing on the camera. I'm not sure what it's a reflection from something, but I don't see anything on the camera itself. So it is Belfair, Washington. What is the temperature? It's 56, which for those in the Philippines, that sounds cold as hell, but for me, that's what I'm adapted to. So I've got my sleeves rolled up. For me, it's perfectly comfortable. Let's see, 50. Oh, stop it. 56 Fahrenheit to Celsius. It is 13.3 degrees Celsius. And I'm warm. I could almost be wearing shorts right now because I'm used to it. How's the music? Up or down? So Farrow and Ray, you're not super far off as far as Snohomish. I'm on the Kitsap Peninsula, which is about, well, if you drive around, it's about 2 hours to get to Seattle, but you have to go either ride a ferry an hour across or drive down around and go across the Tacoma Narrows Bridge. Matt, it's TV. Hello, welcome. I'm tapping. All right, you said Renton, Everett, Snohomish, Linwood. Yeah, I'm a little west of that. I'm on the other side of the Puget Sound. So best way I could say it is I'm near Bremerton. More money feels Florida, moving to Montana, Glacier National Park to pay half what I am in rent. It will allow me. Nice. When are you gonna get to the Phils, Jester? Are you still trying to get to like Cavite or Subic? We'll see if it. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna. Ooh, maybe. Nice. I think I'm gonna be able to play music. Edit. Bear with me for a sec. Public. So I still get credit for that. Well, that's horrible. Why can't I go into my live chat? I'm trying to do the same thing I did. Nope, that's not it. All right, YouTube's being fun again. I love when one day it'll let me do something and the next day it's not letting me do it. Maybe? Yes. No. Nope. YouTube, your app is a piece of crap. Ate Lin Vlog, hello. Thank you for liking. Always make a video live, helps the channel. Yep. I'm trying to get into live chat on my other phone. I did it yesterday and the day before, and the other time I did a live, and now it's not letting me do it. Why? Atilin Vlog. Make a left shout out to everybody. If you guys have questions, go for it. I will try and catch them. I'm trying to get the other phone set up so that I can chat, or I can see the chat because it disappears pretty quick. And it's not in landscape, it's not letting me click on anybody's name. Every time I touch the screen to try and mess with the chat, it focuses. It thinks I'm trying to focus on the trees. Whoa, that's fun. Manage videos. Live. Weird. Well, YouTube is garbage today. So I will just read the chat off of the one, and I cannot chat. I'm still going to be messing with this stupid app. See if I can force close it and get it to cooperate. Mom's Journey to Hopeful Life. Welcome. Good morning. It's good morning there. It's Is it? No, that's the wrong thing. It is 7 p.m. Sunday, Father's Day here. So anybody that's in here, happy Father's Day. I appreciate you guys being in here. Not terribly interesting at the moment, but one of these days I'll know all of the things I have to do to get everything to work right, and I'll go live and everything will just work, right? Good luck. So I guess it won't let me go into the live as myself. So what I have to do is what she did, which I was doing it. I had two phones in my YouTube account and I was chatting from my account that was live on my other phone yesterday. And today it will not do it. Where am I? I am in the Seattle area of the US for now. I have sold my house and I am moving to the Philippines. Hopefully no later than the end of March next year, if not sooner. Some people won't be happy if it's sooner, but we'll see what happens. I may have to go with it, and that may just be how it is.
Go with it.
Let me turn off this audio. All right, so you will see. Let me turn off the audio altogether, or I will be listening to myself. Thank you, Rena, for Happy Father's Day. I've been busy today, so if I missed your messages, sorry, but it is what it is. So this account is me. If you could make it it is a moderator already, good. Chi, if you could set that, well, I don't know if you can set somebody else to a managing moderator. I would have to do it from my account. And I can't do it from my account because I can't chat in my account. That's just great. Whatever. YouTube is silly sometimes. It's fine. Let me try something here. Where's Jester? Yeah. Stormblade account is not a managing moderator. Chi, are you able to make Jester's journey a moderator? And let's go ahead and give it to Madit's TV, Ate Lin Vlog, Mom's Journey, Ghost of Travel. Well, I like to do it because, and at some point when I may have to clean out moderators, but I am kind of running my live stream like Chi and some of the other ones do, where I give a lot of people moderator, not everybody, but then you can click on them, do the sharing bananas thing. So that's kind of why I'm trying to get that done. I would think she could do it as a managing moderator, but I'm not 100% sure. So I made Chi to tell me. Yes, so I haven't sold everything yet, but I have sold my house. I am gonna sell, give away, or donate basically everything else and move to the Philippines. Yes, that is my plan. Is my audio good? She's giving me emojis in the chat, but not actually answering. That's a risky plan. Why is it a risky plan? I've been researching it for about 10 months. And while that sounds like a short time, I have spent days watching videos, different creators. Some are expats, some are actually Filipinos or Filipinas. I lived in Hawaii for 3 years, many moons ago, and I always wanted to go back, but it's too expensive. So I can't go to Hawaii because of the cost. Thanks. so maybe a short time on researching the Philippines, but it's been a lot of research in that amount of time. And I've known Filipinos for many years from my time in the Navy. So I have experience with Filipino people. I have experience being a minority in Hawaii. Yes, Hawaii is part of the U.S., but it is much different than living mainland U.S. And if you are a Caucasian in Hawaii and you don't know Hawaiians, or when I say Hawaiians, not I don't necessarily mean like native Hawaiians, but there's a lot of Japanese and Filipinos there and mix. But if you're as white as I am, I got mosquitoes here too, so I'm getting used to mosquitoes, but I do have a bug zapper on the table next to me, so hopefully it's drawing them away somewhat. But I made friends with locals in Hawaii, and then we would go do stuff, and other locals would see that I was with locals, and they were friendly too, because they saw, obviously, if I was with some Hawaiians, then they had already decided they liked me, so they had already vetted me out, and I was already good to go. So being in even just Hawaii gave me a lot of skills for merging into another culture and trying food and all those good things. And I miss the tropical scenery and the warmth. I know it gets hot, but I like the cool weather, but what I don't like is it is cloudy most of the time and gray. Right now we're getting into the nicer part of the year, which we get sometimes for like a month. This year, I'm guessing we'll probably have more blue skies, but I mean, it's only for a few months, and then it's gray, 70, 80% of the year. So my mood and overall happiness was much more in Hawaii because it was sunny virtually all the time. And when it was cloudy and raining, that didn't last very long. So I have a lot of life experiences that will benefit me in the Philippines, and I think I will do just fine there. So I'm not just like, and I was in the Navy, so we're used to moving around, dealing with new people, adapting to new places, and making new friends and stuff. So I'm not like Joe Schmo American that has no experience, doesn't know anything, that's just like, I'm going to go live in the Philippines and has no clue about anything. I'll do fine there. I will do not just fine, I'm going to thrive in the Philippines, and it's going to go really well. I don't have any doubts about that. I'm not nervous about that. I just want to get there and get it going. I think I have a pimple. Sorry. Thank you, Matt. There's a lot of, I've given it lots and lots of thought, and it's not a decision I've made lightly, but I'm getting ready to go through another divorce here, and this house, I've owned it for 19 years through all the divorces and stuff, and while it's my home for a long time, the house and the area, while it's beautiful, I'm just ready for a totally new place. I need to get rid of these ghosts of bad memories and relationships from the past, and get to a place that has nice sunny skies and warm weather. And yeah, there's lots of Westerners there, but I think it was Geo in the Philippines mentioned, because it came up, Yes, I'm divorced, multiple, unfortunately. Um, that former military, seemed to do really well in the Philippines and other places as expats. Again, like I said, partly because we've moved around a lot and we're used to, every 3 to 5 years, usually you're moving to another base, and that may be on the West Coast, it may be in Hawaii, it could be Japan, it could be the East Coast of the US. There's even some stuff over in like Spain. So, and that's the Navy, the Marines and the Army and Air Force, they could be any number of places that we've got bases. Germany, we had the place in Afghanistan. So, am I still military? Not exactly. I'm not active duty military, but I am a Navy civilian working in a shipyard. So, I did 13 years in the Navy, and then I got out for family stuff. And then 3 years later, ended up getting divorced anyway. But I was able to get out of the Navy and get a job as an engineering technician in a yard working on submarines. So all that time, I didn't buy it for retirement, but it counted for leave and seniority purposes. So yeah, I did 13 years active duty, and then I've been in the shipyard for over 16. So combined active duty military and civilian Navy or Navy civilian, I'm over 29 years. How does it feel to be divorced? Well, number 2 and 3 were rebound mistakes that lasted less than 2 years each, and a good portion of the second year was doing the divorce process. So one was a rebound too quick. The other one I actually wanted to wait on, but she gave me an ultimatum because her previous boyfriend had strung her along for 5 years. So she said, hey, either we get married or I'm out. So she was a good lady. So I gave in, we got married, and I kid you not, she started acting differently the very next day. And within 9 months, I was just done. I was tired of it. And I don't smoke. I don't dip like spitting, but I do have nicotine pouches. That whole thing started in my first divorce. And, but I'm not smoking, so I don't smell, and I don't chew nicotine, or tobacco, so I'm not spitting. So it basically tastes like a piece of mint gum. Kubran, hey, how's it going? I think my destiny is there, and I know you said char like lol, but I'm gonna do. It's gonna be great. Philippines is gonna be a good fit for me. I have no doubts about that. Who knows? Maybe I'll go in whole hog. Like I can't remember the name of the guy, but that guy becoming Filipino. Maybe I'll be the sequel to Becoming Filipino, because I've already fallen in love with the Filipino people and the Filipino culture. I'm already teaching myself some Tagalog. Eventually I'll learn some Bisaya. Can't remember if I mentioned it in this live. I'm 49, and I plan to be in the Philippines before the end of March so that I can celebrate my 50th birthday in the Philippines next March 2025. That's my goal. If I get there in February or mid-March, and I have time to get settled, what I really want to do is spend my 50th birthday in Boracay. So I think that would be become Filipino soon. Yeah. definitely meeting somebody would be great. I may have met someone, so we'll see how that goes. Might even be listening right now. Wink, wink, wink. I'm in the Seattle area, west of Seattle. Kind of, if you know where Bremerton, Washington is, I'm about 25 minutes away from Bremerton, Washington. And it is beautiful here. Let me see if I can get it to focus on the trees, not so much, but I'll pan it around for the people that just came in. I'll go this way. Where's Ash? There's Ash. Ash, hey buddy. You can come say hi? You can come say hi? Nope. Here's my buddy. This is my best friend right here. He's so sweet. Oh, you good baby. I love you too. Have kisses? Kisses? Oh, I love you. All right, go play. Go play. Go play. You're a good boy. Whoa. He's a lot of fun. And I got to figure out the requirements, but I will be bringing him to the Philippines. I can bring him, but I don't know if I can bring him immediately on a tourist visa. I'm going to be finding that out. He may have to stay here for a few months until I can get process an SRRV visa. Yeah, it's a lot. Vancouver and Seattle look very much the same. Very similar as far as the trees and the foliage and things. So if you know what Vancouver looks like, then you know what Seattle looks like. They're very, very similar and only a few hours apart. I've been to Vancouver twice when I was 20. And the reason for that was we could drink legally. So me and two of my friends went up 2 times, excuse me, to Vancouver and had quite the adventure. No weed. You can have it in Washington. I don't know about Canada, but I cannot with my job because I am a federal employee. And while it's legal in the state, it is not legal for anybody that is a federal government employee because it is not legal at the federal level. And even if they do legalize it at the federal level, I wouldn't be surprised if they say nobody in Department of Defense or law enforcement could do it, even if it was legal. So I have not even, a lot of people think, oh, it's because you didn't have you say you've never tried it because you didn't have a waiver. No, I have never taken even a single puff of weed or any edibles or any of those things. I've done 0 drugs besides caffeine and nicotine or prescription medications. So I've had a very squeaky clean life because I've had a clearance for over 29 years now. I've had 1 speeding ticket, 2 speed warnings, and 1 ticket for an accident. Yeah, I know. No weed in the Philippines, or you will go to prison. The accident was not my fault, but even after I explained the situation, the cop decided that I didn't yield the right of way. So he gave me a ticket for it, but it wasn't my fault. And that was back 2004, late 2004. So, I mean, it's been 20 years since I had an accident, and the ticket was in 2010. So 14 years ago since my last speeding ticket. I'm pretty squeaky clean. I got in trouble once when I was 14. I was lucky that I was 14 because it was 2 weeks when I got in trouble. I agree it's medicinal, but it is still classified as scheduled as a drug for the federal level. So you ran from the cops. That's not super smart unless you're on a bike and it's dark, because these days they probably have a chopper around and they're going to find you sooner or later, and then you're really jacked. So that's, I don't know if I'd call that brave or stupid, Ghost, but nothing but love for you. Wow, we got 7 people in here, 8 likes, 49 minutes. I'm starting to get used to talking to the camera. I'm enjoying doing this. The first video I did and the first live I did, I was super nervous. I don't think I am anymore. Sometimes I forget what I'm saying, but he did the live earlier. He did it a little early, so you missed it. It was actually like an hour and a half, hour, 40 minutes. I missed the first part because I was eating lunch with the guy and his family that bought my house. He was the swing shift zone manager for our project for the last 10 months, and I saw him like every day, but we didn't really chit chat. It was just work stuff. And then I just happened to be talking about the Philippines one day and mentioned it was going to take me 3 to 5 years unless I could find somebody to buy my house, preferably a veteran, so they could assume my loan, because a VA home loan eligible person can assume the loan. And what would have been good about that is since I bought it in 2005, I had a very low interest rate, 3 or 3.5%. And now it's like 6.5 or 7%. Thomas Reuter, hello. Thanks for coming in. The loan, they would keep the interest rate instead of going up to the 6.5 or 7% interest. But problem there was I would have had to get some things fixed to get it inspection ready, to have somebody else get approved for the mortgage for it to go through. And this guy that I started talking to, he has such a good credit rating that he was able to apply for a really big loan that wasn't a mortgage, so he could do whatever he wanted with the money. Thinking, do travel lives here or Kick or TikTok? Oh, your channel. Got it. I dislike Kick. I can't use Facebook Messenger very well because I got kicked off in 2021 after the election because I was supporting Trump. So people say that there is, thanks for sharing, Matt. Yeah, but how long can you go live on TikTok and how long can you do it? And if you have the right equipment, you can multi-stream. I know a lot of people will stream on DLive and YouTube at the same time. And actually one guy does YouTube, DLive, and Rumble at the same time. But he does news stuff, so he's able to be on Rumble. I don't think I would do anything that would qualify for Rumble. I don't know what the requirements are. But that does get me thinking about DLive, because it may be easier to get monetized on DLive. So if I could multi-stream there, people could do my PayPal. I'm not hurting for money. I'm not trying to get a bunch of money, but I am trying to get 500 subscribers, and I do want to get my 3,000 watch hours so that I can get monetized. Because let's say I even made $30 or $60 a month. That's still a helpful amount in the Philippines, right? We'll show that one. Chi, the Filipina vlog, is doing a great job as my managing moderator. Please go over to her channel. She does live streams as well, and she does great videos, puts out a lot of good information. And yep, Chi, the Filipina vlog, is a great channel. So go over and check her out. Give her a subscribe. check out our videos. She's a lot of fun. She helped me get probably 60 of my subscribers at this point. So it's definitely helping out, and she's a sweetheart. So that's what's going on with that. You see me look down, I am checking the live stream a bit because it disappears really quick on the actual live feed on my live camera. I'm trying to figure out what to do. The one problem with these DJI mics. Thank you, Matt. I appreciate it. Channel is based on Cebu. That's nothing wrong with Cebu. I'll check out yours as well, Ghost of Travel. I think I'm already subscribed to you. Let me verify that. I am not. I am now. And I will leave a comment. So, let's see. Hi there, great. Short. Ash, get out of there. He's digging in his food bag. He's like, I'll just help myself to food. Ash, come on. Ghost of Travel, I am now subscribed to you. Anybody else leave a comment on the live stream or any of my shorts or videos, and I will comment back to you and subscribe to your channel as well. What brings me to the Philippines? So that's part of what I was talking about with Hawaii. I lived in Hawaii for 3 years on shore duty in the Navy, and I loved it there. And I always wanted to go back. Always, every day since I left in March of 2004, I've missed Hawaii. Similar vibe, much slower pace, lower stress, friendlier, happier people, partly because it's sunny and there's a lot of tourists there, so a tourist vibe. Chi, are you able to give Maddox moderator? I would think you could. I don't know why YouTube is not letting me do the live chat on my other device today so that I can give people moderator. Just for grins, I'm going to try it again. So I lost my thought. Why I want to go to the Philippines. I loved Hawaii, wanted to go back. It's too expensive. You basically would have to have no bills, and if you're going to be single, but you'd almost have to be married and both of you working full-time well-paying jobs to live in Hawaii. It's absurdly expensive to live there unless you're military and living in military housing and getting the military BAH, which is basic allowance for housing. Yeah, can't get moderator. I would think you could as managing, but that's okay. Thank you for letting me know that you can't do that. That's a stupid thing. You should be able to do it. Once again, that's the fun of YouTube having weird things. So Hawaii is not an option because of the price. And initially, I was sick of trying to date Western women, and my initial plan, which a lot of guys seem to have, which I quickly found out watching videos that it's a horrible plan, was to meet a Filipina and try and bring her to the US. And even if she's genuine and doesn't intend on leaving, in the Philippines, a lot of, for the Filipinas, you look like everybody else. So, but for us, you're beauty queens. I mean, and it's not just because we're Western. You really are gorgeous, but don't recognize that you're gorgeous because you're there and you look like everybody else. And yes, there are a good majority of the Filipinos are gorgeous, but they're more traditional. And I won't use the term submissive, but they're more traditional, more family oriented. The attitudes of Western women. You can watch Legion of Men, Man Guide, The Wall, some of those other channels, Manosphere stuff, and trying to date in the West is just trash. Many of them are very masculine feminists, and I agree, give women rights and things like that. But it's gone beyond that. Now they take on masculine qualities, and it's almost like being married to another guy because of the way they act. And, a man wants to be able to fill his male roles as kind of a leader and mentor, and I don't mean like the king. It's hard to explain, but and a woman is made to be the other side of that, the supporter, the nurturer, help raise the kids. I mean, that should be both parents, but do stuff around the house. And most of my wives didn't do jack around the house. Some of them cooked, but all of them were horrible housekeepers, and the house was a mess all the time. And most of them didn't work or only worked part-time, and would get mad that I didn't come home and do a bunch of things around the house. I'm not working in McDonald's or something. I'm working a high-stress job in a Navy shipyard, a minimum of 40 hours a week, often working overtime, often working extended shifts, and you still think so I may be working 6 or 7 days a week, and you expect me to come home and do some of the basics around the house. I'm happy to do some things, but good grief. I shouldn't have to do, unless I choose to, certain things like dishes or this or that. I mean, if you're a stay-at-home wife or stay-at-home mom, that's your gig. I'm out busting my ass all day, getting tired, working stress. I should just be able to come home, and that should be my sanctuary. I shouldn't have to work 10 or 12 hours, 6 days a week, and come home and clean around the house. Sure, I'll keep up the yard, which has not been the case since my divorces, because that pretty well broke me, and I just didn't care about the yard anymore. And now I've been here by myself for almost 3 years, and I'm working those same kinds of hours, but I also have to do everything around the house and the yard, and it's just too much. Can't do it all on my own. That's where having a good partner comes in, and my soon-to-be ex was not a good partner. She was a stay-at-home mom, and the house was trashed. She wouldn't make my stepkids, her kids, do things, and 3 of the 4 were pretty good for a while, but then the second oldest started modeling the oldest daughter's antics, and that one would argue for 2 hours. She would literally argue for 2 hours with her mom about why she shouldn't have to do the dishes or this or that, when it would have taken her 15 or 20 minutes to do it, and it would have been over with. She'd rather argue for 2 hours. And if she didn't argue, she would just ignore her and go to her room, or just flat out tell her no. And she wouldn't do that crap to me. If I was home, the kids would do whatever I told them, because they knew they were going to get disciplined if they didn't do those things. And she just wouldn't stand up to them, and they knew it. Ooh, I need to save that. I saw a short as I'm sitting here. My favorite new snack, and it looks like a banana Q. Oh my goodness. Yeah, the street food there. Everything there, it's a slower pace. The stress is low. Cost of living for a foreigner is fantastic. I'm going to be there, and the money that I'm coming in every month from the VA, I'm not going to have to work anymore. I mean, I'm planning on doing YouTube, but really, it's not something I have to do. It's something that will be useful in as well, because I'll be away from my parents and my kids that are grown and living on their own in other places. My son's also in the Navy. My daughter lives up in Alaska, so I don't get to see her much, and he's gone on deployment. So when I go do things in the Philippines, whether it's go to a beach or try street food or go on a hike, go to waterfalls, I want to take pictures and record video anyway. So with just a little more effort, I can also put that on YouTube and possibly bring in a little bit of money here or there, and post it. And then my family can keep up with what I'm doing out in the Philippines and feel closer to me. And I'm going to make sure I have good internet so I can video chat with them and stuff. But so there's a lot of different aspects. And I know I kind of jump around and lose track, but I'm blonde, so shiny things. Squirrel. What was I talking about? I don't know. I'm just having fun. But I'm not going to have to work anymore. And YouTube takes editing and things, but it's something to keep me busy since I'm not going to be working at a real job anymore. So it'll be something really more like a hobby, and keeping my family informed about what I'm doing and showing them stuff. And it's just an added benefit that I can post it to YouTube and possibly make a little bit of money. I'm not looking to be YouTube famous or bring in a large amount of money, but any little extra would help. But it's not, let's say I never get monetized. It doesn't matter. I'm going to have plenty of money to live as well or better than I am now, working 40 to 60 or 70 hours a week and not have to work anymore and not be stressed out in the high stress job that I have, because it's a high importance, high stress job. And if we screw it up, we can hurt somebody, kill somebody, break something, damage a ship. And so it's rewarding when you do it right. But if you screw up, nobody's perfect, but you strive for perfection in that job, because if you screw up, that can be, somebody can get hurt, somebody can lose limbs or die, or you could damage multi-million-dollar equipment. So that's a lot of responsibility and a lot of stress, and I'm pretty burnt out on it. I've done it for a lot of years and I'm good at it, but I'm just ready to not do it anymore. And once I found out, so I had been, YouTube gonna work here? I think YouTube will work, especially if I have a good partner, right? Wink, wink. I think we would have a blast. So many things we could do and still have a simple life and just have a great time just being with the family and going and doing things and seeing things and bringing up the kids good. And man, there's no downsides to it. How am I going to fail in the Philippines? The only way it wouldn't be me failing. The only way I would have to leave the Philippines really is if the US dollar crashed or something major happened and I didn't have my VA check anymore. And if that happened, then I would have to come with me, go back to work and give them a good life here. I made Chi laugh again. So I'm going to go over there and do the best I can. It's going to be successful. I know that. And if something happens and I have to come back, I'll still be successful. And my bills will have been paid off, because that was the point of selling my house, was zeroing my debts. So if I did have to come back, I could probably get back in the shipyard. I would probably choose not to because I don't need the stress, and I wouldn't have to be making as much because I don't have the bills and things. So there's no real reason that I would have to come back and grind like I did before. Oh yeah, I will be there soon. And yep, stay out of debt, have an emergency fund, exactly, Farron Ray. I got married when I was 21, and my first wife was 19 when I met her. Had a daughter that was a year and a half old. So I immediately went from single guy in the barracks to dad, married dad, and I had no idea what I was doing, and we quickly got into debt, and I've basically been in significant debt my entire adult life since I was 21, and I'm tired of that hanging over my head. So now, yeah, a lot of people don't think the dollar could crash. I know I'm jumping topics again, but I'm reading the chat. I think they're mistaken. I think that with what BRICS is doing, they are trying to decouple the dollar from oil, so it would no longer be the petrodollar. And if that happens, man, it could crash bad. I mean, it could be worse than the Great Depression was. I mean, it could go as bad that I could honestly, legitimately see the dollar going to parity with or close to parity with the Philippine peso. That's how bad it could get. And everybody that's living pretty well here, even with the high cost of living, life would change overnight. They would have basically nothing anymore. I mean, there'd be food lines. It would be quickly, and until it stabilized somehow over a few years, it would probably be a harder situation than a lot of people are in the Philippines. Especially, in the Philippines, it's warm all the time. You don't get freezing weather. So if you don't have a lot, you're not freezing to death. You can get fresh fruit. We don't have fruit. We don't have banana plants and mango trees and things like that you can be growing year round and basically grow your own food and survive. I'm not going to say easily, but easily compared to here. There's with the weather here where I'm at and a lot of places in the country, you can't grow stuff year round. There's limitations on hunting. You have hunting seasons. Not everybody hunts. They're trying to get guns taken away. If the dollar crashed, people are screwed. People are going to be going hungry. With crazy stuff China's doing and everybody. I mean, if they did an EMP and knocked out our power grid, right, grow it because of the tropical weather. You can't do that here. You cannot do that in the majority of the U.S. You cannot, unless you have like a large greenhouse. You just can't do it. And they're cracking down on people growing their own foods, and they want people to register their home gardens as a community garden. They make it sound really flashy, like, oh, it's just, so then you can sell to other people or something. No. They want you to register it. So if things go bad, they can come knocking on your door and be like, hey, we know you grow fruits or vegetables, or you raise goats, or you raise rabbits, so we're gonna take all your stuff. Thanks, have a nice day. So yeah, that community garden thing is horrible. Trying to see if I covered the things we were talking about. I know I jumped topics, and I'll do that a lot, but there's a lot of reasons why I want to get there. And everybody says just rent in the Philippines, and for quite a while, that's probably all I can do. But I would like to. The money I'll have, I'll be able to put money away every month except for times that choose to go to like Boracay or something. That would probably eat up the money that would go into savings for that month, but you know, it's not like I'm going to be doing that constantly. And there's a lot of things nearby that we can do that aren't going to be expensive or cost very much at all. I know somebody asked where I'm going to visit first. I've been thinking a lot of different areas. I think my main place that appeals to me most, and it's not to be, everybody's like, oh, you want to, I'm looking at Valencia, and they're like, oh, you just want to go be around where all the expats are. No, that's not the case. I've looked at videos from all over the Philippines. Mindanao is pretty much a no-go for Americans. If I visited right now, it's a red zone. Actually, I couldn't like go there at all. Living there, I can choose to go there, but yeah, I'm not going to have 100,000 to buy a place, and actually, it is still. Yep, I'm still alive. I'm just enjoying talking to people. Good to see you, Jesters. So I'll give more of you moderator when I can get into my live chat under my regular account. But yesterday I could, and today I cannot for some reason. And even as managing moderator, Chi is not able to give moderator to anybody. I was hoping that would be something she could handle, but it's not letting her either. Hey, legend. Wow, thank you. Yep, live stream. Talking about life. So videos I've seen, I definitely want to visit Baguio and go to the night market. They've got an amazing street food layout. Looks like 30 or 40 street food carts, and it's cooler there. That'd be nice, but I've seen videos from Leyte, and I said Mindanao is pretty, but I can't go there. So the videos I've seen, I think Negros is probably the best place for me based on just things that are there to do, places to go. And I know all of the Philippines has those, but as far as a place to live, I think that's where I would want to live. Maybe even a little further out than Valencia. I never know which way to say it because it seems maybe it's like which side you're on, but some say call it Negros Occidental and some call it Negros Oriental. And I don't know if that's people calling it different things or if that's like the side of Negros you're on. And I've heard that from Filipinos as well. So I don't really know what the correct verbiage is. So I'm just saying Negros in general. And, you know, I want to be like deep province. Not that I couldn't do it. Possibly. Nothing official yet. Shh. Don't want to scare her off. We're having a good time talking, so we'll see. Legend. She is a very beautiful Filipina, and I don't mean just looks. She's also beautiful on the inside. She's a sweetheart. So anybody would be super lucky to be with Chi. But we've been talking some, and I'm definitely enjoying that a lot. Yeah, I'm getting a little embarrassed now. Not so much that I'm embarrassed, but I don't want to scare her away. But there's definitely, I think, interest there. But lots of things to discuss. So I was talking about I don't want to be super deep province. Not that I couldn't do it. We could definitely have a nice place, deep province with some solar and some Starlink. You know, I've got to have electricity. I'm going to have a flush toilet. I'm going to have good internet. And even if I live in someplace like Valencia, I would still try and have solar and Starlink even though you can get like fiber or cable modems there, you still have a lot of brownout issues. And I want to be able to have electricity and internet at all times, basically. So I'm going to get a solar generator, and I'm looking at one from Energy because it's modular. Guy smiling like a schoolboy. Yeah, well, I've spent a few hours in Chia's live streams, and we've chatted aside from that, and she's a sweetheart. She's a catch. So if I was able to swing that, I'd be super lucky and super blessed. But we'll see what happens. I'm sure that'll infuriate other people, but you know, some other people are very dodgy, and so hard to take those things very seriously. So she is the person I'm interested in, and but I'm just being myself, you know. I'm never fake. Either people like me the way I am, or they don't like me, and I'm not going to change how I am unless it's something that I can see as being a problem. But I'm not going to change how I act, because I mean, I'm 49. I'm pretty much myself, especially over the last 3 years. This is the longest in my adult life I've been single, and I've gotten a lot more used to being by myself and doing things on my own and just relying on myself. So I don't have to be with somebody, but I would prefer to be with somebody because I think you complement each other. And I can do the solitary thing, but it's not really my preference. So I think Negros is a good fit. I don't know that Leyte is pretty, but I don't know that it has mountains like Negros and, say, Lausanne. So I know Valencia is a little higher up from Dumaguete, and like I said, I'm not going to Dumaguete to be around expats. I'm not tearing up. I'm good. That was when I talk about my kids and missing my kids. When I look away and pause, it's not tearing up. I'm thinking. I have many marvels going around in my head at once, and sometimes it's hard to focus my thoughts. So, since I am older, I want to either have access to a hospital in a reasonable amount of time, which deep province would be hours and hours and hours to get to a hospital. And if I had a heart attack or something, you know, that may not be survivable. So I'm trying to be smart long term about where I'm at, because, you know, I may move around some, but that's not really my intent. If I stayed single and moved around, that's one thing, but I'm not gonna move a family around all of the time, other than like travel trips and stuff. So while Dumaguete is not one of the major cities, they do have a hospital, but they also do have an airport. So if I needed to get to a hospital, I could get to Cebu, or the better option would be to get to St. Luke's in Manila. So to make that happen, I need to be able to get to a hospital or get to an airport in a reasonable amount of time. So based on that, that's part of the reason I think Valencia is a great option. It's a little cooler. May not need to run aircon as much, except the times that it's been crazy hot there recently. Can't talk. But it's only, 10 kilometers away from Dumaguete. So I can get to Duma, hop a plane, get to St. Luke's or a hospital in Cebu pretty quickly, pretty reasonably, and get if it's not St. Luke's and I'm stable enough to travel a long flight, I can catch a non-stop flight from Cebu, which is a quick flight from Dumaguete, back to the US and do something if I need to. So looking at all the aspects, Valencia's up the mountain. It's a little cooler. I go a little further out than even necessarily in Valencia. Does that make sense? So I've got a lot of reasons why I think Negros is a good fit and why Valencia is a good fit. If I was a younger guy, hey, let's get way out in deep province and set up a nice place out there. But I know you are, and I know Jester asked how I met Chi. How did I find her videos first? I don't remember if it was from an interview or she was just in my feed, but I watched her videos and then I stumbled into her live stream one day, and it's a lot of fun. It's nothing like a Gillet, eating a sexy outfit, eating pasta, flirting with the simps to bring in money. She just talks in herself and does it to build her channel. It's not a simp fest. It's just people talking. Kind of reminds me of, it's a totally different topic, but it's like Jasper's chat people. You have people you see every day, and we just go in, we just started talking, and over time we've found that we have some similarities and stuff. And it was just friendly stuff because she was taken, and now that's not the case, and I think she sees that's not necessarily a bad thing. And I'm not tearing up, I yawn, so when I yawn my eyes water sometimes. Chi is I laugh because we always joke in her live stream that she's 23 because she looks 23. She is gorgeous, my goodness. And listen to her talk and stuff, especially in the live streams. For some reason, Chi, you sound different when you're talking in your videos. I think it's maybe you're nervous. You sound different in your videos than you do in your live streams. But her English is great. She only started speaking English like less than a year and a half ago. And man, she speaks better English than some of the Ebonics people in Brooklyn and stuff. Hey, can I ask you a question? I don't know. Can you speak fucking English? Can you ask me a question? Sure. You're not going to ask me anything. Yep. She's gorgeous. She's a Longa. I don't know if that's the proper thing. She's a Longo, but she's a female, so I would think Alonga is proper. And let's see, good grief, she speaks, is it 4 or 5 or more languages? Because she speaks Tagalog, Bisaya, Ilongo, English. Good grief, these people talk about we go to the Philippines for uneducated women. I mean, she worked in Manila for 8 or 10 or 12 years in a good job, and she knows 4 or 5 or more languages. That's a pretty big leg up on just about any woman in America. I don't care if they have a degree, because how many of those degrees that people have in the US are just worthless degrees? Oh, I've got underwater transitional basket weaving in gender studies. Good for you. What is that going to do for you for life? Well, I work at Starbucks. Exactly, because your college degree is useless, whereas the college degrees they get in the Philippines, which many of them get, they're useful ones. How many languages do I speak? I'm very fluent in English and sarcasm. Sarcasm is the native language of submariners, so very, very fluent in sarcasm. And if I wanted to, I can tear somebody to shreds, but that's not usually how I am unless somebody pushes the buttons and earns it. I have been teaching myself Tagalog. I don't know a lot. I know a few phrases and a few words, and as I read some of Chi and other Filipina live streams, there's a lot of Tagalog in there, and I'm seeing that I'm picking up, I'm understanding more and more words. So instead of like knowing one word every 4 sentences, I may be able to read. She thinks that's funny. I may be able to read a few words in a sentence, and then I'll try and grab it and jump over to Google Chat, or not Google Chat, Google Search, and I type in what it is in English, or Tagalog in English, and it'll tell me what it is. And there's a great device that is out now. It's not just the earbuds. Mergen, something like that, channel. He just reviewed it. It's not cheap. It's like $450 for this. It looks like a phone. The servers for translating like 148 pages. And it's almost instantaneous. And when you buy it, it includes 2 years of the network fees. So basically, you can use it to travel for 2 years without having to renew whatever that network charge is. And it's almost instantaneous. And you can even, it has a camera on it. You can take a picture and it'll tell you within 3 to 5 seconds what it says. So if you want to see like a menu or directions or something, you can just snap a photo basically, and the AI scans it, and here's like, oh, here's what it is. So I'm pretty interested in that. I may look at getting one of those to help me initially. I'm really behind on reading the chat right now because I was trying to get into my other account and I forgot to go back. Why? See, yesterday, so this is the live right now. Yesterday, I could click on it and go into my chat and set moderators and things, but today it won't do it. So I'm going to jump back to the other one, catch up on the chat. I don't really care if people are bored or not. I'm having fun, so whoever's here is here. Show. There are free apps. There's also channels on YouTube that'll teach you Tagalog. So let me read through some of the chat real quick. Oh my. Yeah, a lot of people think foreigners going into the Philippines or other countries negatively affects their economy. Like we raise their prices. No. Yes, the dollar is strong, but that's on an external level. We're not driving up the cost of living, not significantly anyway. Somebody's like, oh, well, it may have been 10 pesos for a kilogram of rice and now it's 15. It's so much more. Okay, give me a break. Expats are bringing in millions and millions of dollars to the Philippines or Thailand or whatever every year, if not every month. So, we're bringing money in and we're putting that money into communities. So really, expats coming into your area, I mean, look at tourist places. If tourism is low because it's low season, what do? They drop prices. They kind of lay people off until things pick back up when tourist season hits again. So you can't tell me that. So that's just ridiculous. Let's say different than that are either uneducated or don't understand how that kind of stuff works. I don't know if I lost signal. I have Starlink and it's fabulous, but I have a tree that has grown in the last 14 years behind the house that is blocking my signal from time to time, so it cuts out. So it's not Starlink's fault, it's a black walnut tree that is in the way, and I was gonna go part way up and like cut the top off and then come down and cut a little more, but it doesn't matter at this point. It's not my house anymore. I think he's gonna take it down. I'm catching up in the chat. Yeah, Legend said, this guy over here smiling like a schoolboy. That's funny. That's funny. She put up a emoji peeking through a finger. Oh, I'm so embarrassed. Sorry if you're embarrassed, but nobody said anything negative about you whatsoever. It's all complimentary. Yeah, I'm going to enjoy my life in the Philippines. I know it's going to be nice. Lots of plans. Oh, how many languages I know? Yeah, so English, sarcasm. I don't know how to say the word. Kanta, Tagalog. I think that's small or a little Tagalog. Is that right, Chi? Kaunti, however you say that word. I have Instagram, but not for KuyaStorm yet. And I don't really use the other one for anything anymore. I need to get busy and make a TikTok and a different Instagram. The problem with Instagram is who owns Instagram? Meta. Who is Meta? Meta is Facebook. What happened to me in 2021? I got banned from Facebook because I was supporting Trump and I had 800 plus friends. And those were, I would say, probably 750 of them were legitimate friends from real life. People are like, how can you have that many friends? Well, let's see. Elementary school, 4 years of boarding high school, 13 years in the Navy, multiple bases, multiple ships, over 16 years in the shipyard, where I'm working with a ton of people that come and go in the shipyard, ships that come and go in the shipyard, so different crews. Some of the ships are there long term, so the crews turn over. So yeah, I know that many people. I may not remember their name, but I'll recognize their face and know where I knew them from and can talk about things that we did back whenever I knew them. Nothing to do with it, KuyaStorm. It's good that you chose Philippines just like tourists. I'm not sure how to take that comment. Because I am not a tourist. I am going there as an expat and will be living there permanently unless I have to leave for an emergency or visiting my kids or my parents, or something happens with the US dollar and I am forced out. So when am I heading to Land of Milk and Honey? Hopefully no later than mid to late March. I want to be in the Philippines by my birthday at the end, last week of March next year. I would prefer to be there sooner. If sooner doesn't happen, then sooner as far as February or March. Yeah, the Philippines is going to be my home. I'm not going there to be a tourist. I'm going there for it to be my home, and I'm learning the food, the just everything I can about the Philippines, the Filipino people, the culture, getting around, slowing my life back down. When I lived in Hawaii, initially it was quite a shock. And I'll give you an example. We went to Kmart, and if you're from mainland U.S., checkers are pretty quick. You may have a basket, or you load up the stuff on the dammit that spins and draws the food or the stuff to the checker. I don't know why I can't think of what that's called at the moment. But anyway, as they're checking it, they're running it over the laser scanner, right? Beep, beep, beep. I got to Hawaii, and we go to Kmart, which is a normal mainland store, and I'm in line, and they're chit-chatting. You may have a little quick, light few comments with a teller at a store, but they would have like conversations. It's like they knew each other and they were catching up. And it's instead of beep, 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 it's beep, blah, 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 beep, blah, 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 beep. And so you quickly have to develop that patience for the slower pace of island life. And yet again, that's another example of what's going to help me be successful in the Philippines, because I already experienced the slower pace. And while I have been away from it for a long time, I've been used to it before, and I know it'll be easy to be used to again. So, let's see here. I hear you, legend, but at the same time, I mean, get down. Thank you. Sorry, Ash just got an elbow to the chops. Not hard. He's fine. Otherwise, he would have yelped. Let's see. I understand taking things slow and not being handcuffed immediately, but at the same time, if you're one of those 1 in 100 or 1 in 500 people that meets somebody really great, do you just be like, can't get handcuffed under any circumstances, must be single for X amount of time, period. Maybe you don't get married right away. Maybe you see how the relationship goes before you in person, before you jump into things too seriously. But I mean, I don't think you necessarily have to show up flat single if you've met somebody that you're really clicking with and talk to. I get that you don't know somebody until you meet them in person. I get all of that, but there's also exceptions to every rule. And even if it's my nature to kind of be with somebody, I'm an idiot, and it's not. Yeah, I'm getting divorced for a 4th time, but that doesn't mean I failed. Was I perfect? No. My first wife had a lot of issues. I mean, we got married too young, but she had issues. And that one is what it is. I stayed in it too long. I mean, she's the one that filed for it, but I had already decided that I was sick of it. And once the kids turned 18, which would have been about another 10 or 11 years. Ash, come on. Come back. Come. He's across the street. Luckily, there's not much traffic here, or he'd be smush. Number 2 and 3, rebound, short-term mistakes, got married too quick, and there were all sorts of red flags that I ignored. And so the relationship failed, but it doesn't mean that I failed. Was I perfect? No. Did I fail? Maybe in some aspects, but I don't think I'm necessarily the reason that the relationship failed. When am I going, Jester? I hear you, legend. Say this because you've not been there. It will be an overload on your senses. At least give yourself 3 months. That's fair. I understand what everybody is saying, and I do listen to advice and experience. I'm just saying I'm also not an idiot, and I'm not a chump. Was I when I first started talking to Filipinos before I was planning on moving to the Philippines? A bit, but I learned that's where, even though I haven't been there, if I flew in and met somebody and they asked if it was my first time to get to the Philippines and they were all excited because, oh, fresh meat doesn't know anything. I know some things because I've been trying to find somebody good for a while. And people are right. There are a lot of non-serious scammer types, long game types on the apps. So I already got burned a few times, so I've learned the games. Oh, I like you. I want to talk to you, but I need load. My load just ran out. Really? How did you have load before that? Oh, well, but I can't video chat you if you don't send me load. Click. Oh, I better hurry up and send her load because she's the only Filipina there. Say traveled 3 different places. Check out Puerto Galera. I don't know where that's at. I'll look it up and see where it is. I want to go to Baguio. I want to go to Cebu. I want to go to Bohol. I can see Bohol being a really great place aside from Negros and Valencia. I know one of Jasper's things was he said the internet's horrible, but I mean, if you have Starlink and you have a solar generator, it's a game changer. So if I have internet, electricity, and a flush toilet, or at least toilet paper or wipes, I don't really want to. I don't know. I'll try out the bidet things, but I don't really just want to use my hand and then wash my hands. That's not really my gig. I'll use toilet paper and a couple wipes. One guy that's been there for a few months, it was pretty funny. He said he doesn't call it a bidet. He calls it a tainterizer because the first one he used, he said, make sure they're regulated. Because the first one he used wasn't regulated, so it was at like full pressure of the water system. And he said it was like a meat tenderizer on his taint, so he calls it a tainterizer. I think that's pretty funny. So have a regulated bidet so it's not a tainterizer. I don't need a stream of water softening up my butthole. And it better be heated. Oh man, you'll find I don't get embarrassed real easy once I get comfortable, because being on submarines, if you show weakness, you show any sign of weakness, that is I know taboo. Is it taboo or taboo? I've heard it said both ways by Filipinos, so I don't know if it's taboo or taboo. I've heard it both by Filipinos. Don't know which is the right way. Yeah. And I know they use them for other things too, like bathing and stuff like that, which I'm not against that, but it's not really how I want to clean my butt, because that means I'm having to use my other hand to use the water to wash my butt off. That's not really my gig. Even in a camping situation, I mean, that's not what we do. We dig a hole and use toilet paper, dry, and take a shower or bathe in a stream at least every day and wash our butt. But I mean, I'm not going to do it every time I got to poo. Bum gun. Yeah, right. So that's what I was just talking about. Bum gun, aka bidet, aka my new favorite name for it is tainterizer. Because if it doesn't have a regulator on it, you're getting full pressure on your butt if you're not being careful. So tainterizer is a good name. I'm still not bored. If anybody else is bored, you don't have to be in here. I'll talk to myself. I'll talk to Chi. Yeah, Filipino used hands to wash with taboo. Yeah, yep. I've seen a couple of videos. I can't remember who the second one was. There's a couple of Filipinas that, with clothes on, kind of showed you how to use a taboo. The first one I think I saw was Steph Filipinas. I really try and enjoy her channel, but something about her drives me nuts. I'm sure she's super sweet, but you know, some people you meet them and something is like nails on a chalkboard. Yeah, I just can't do it. Go live 2 p.m. Philippines time. Well, it's still early then. It's not even close to 2 Philippines time. Check my other notifications. Nothing important. Hollywood Reporter, Donald Trump this. Orange Man bad. Weather tomorrow. Oh, so new thing in the U.S. The Senate passed the 2025 National Defense Authorization Act, the NDAA, and now any male in the U.S. that turns 18 will automatically be registered into the Selective Service for the draft if they implemented a draft. So before, you had to, when you turned 18, go register for the Selective Service. Now it's going to be automatic. It's I know some of the Republicans talked about adding women to it. They didn't, or it was squashed. Why not? Because men and women are equal, right? So why aren't the women in the U.S. being put automatically into the Selective Service? Because feminism is not about fucking equality. It's not. Everything's equal until it's negative for them. Oh, nope. They're not getting put in the draft, but you're equal, right? No, not for that. Not for that. Then it's not equal. Either be equal or go make me a fucking sandwich. Daddy's hungry. Probably get some hate for that. Do I see a war coming soon? Very possibly. And you got to remember, I've been in and around the Navy for end of September will be 30 years. What about the eyes, Rena? Seeing that they're blue? I don't even remember they're blue most of the time. They really are showing up today, though, aren't they? Wow. Guess I'm super guapo. Deb. There's already wars going on. Ukraine's in a war. There's the war in the Middle East. There's the stuff going on with China and Taiwan. There's stuff with China even more frequently hassling the Philippines. What do I think they would do? I think somebody, maybe even a proxy, will do something stupid, and then the U.S. will have to react. And, you know, they've wargamed a lot of things, and on a single location conflict, the U.S. basically wins hands down in almost every case. However, if there's multiple locations on multiple fronts, basically the U.S. loses every time. So we are already in multiple locations. We already are sending a lot of stuff. We've even depleted a lot of our stuff, sending it to Ukraine, money, ammunition, things. They just had to open a new ammunition factory because we've depleted so much of our own ammunition that we don't have it for ourselves, let alone John V. Mix Vlog. Welcome. I don't know how to, I can't give you a moderator right now because YouTube is being stupid and not letting my secondary account or my secondary device into my main account to set people as moderator. So people that don't get it right now that I want to give it to, which there are some, I don't have a way to fix it right now. Today, YouTube is acting different than it did yesterday. Mute? Who's mute? Why is he saying I'm mute? So Ukraine, we've depleted our stuff, sending money, ammunition, and missiles and things to Ukraine. We are supporting Israel for the most part in the Middle East. We had the 20-year war stuff going on in Afghanistan and Iraq, which really depleted our military a lot. A lot of people got hurt or got out, and they're having trouble with recruitment, which is why they're not just the U.S. but other places in the world are talking about bringing back the draft and conscription, and now they're going to automatic registration and the selective service in the U.S. as of like the last couple days, if it wasn't today. So let's say, how could it happen? So did you guys see that South Korea and North Korea have been fucking with each other the last couple days? Like, I can't remember how many, a number of North Korean soldiers crossed the border. I don't know if that just means into the DMZ for a short of time and went back. And before that, a few weeks ago, North Korea was sending balloons across the
Testing 1, 2, 3. Maybe I'm playing my phone. Took my mic out and probably talking, so because I'm multitasking. Can you hear me now? It sounds now slow motion. I don't know. It could be Starlink screwing up. It could be that I took the DJI receiver out of my phone. I don't know. Sorry guys.